When conflict arises, you step back. You try to see both sides. You don't choose a side. You believe you are choosing peace. You believe you are choosing wisdom. Machiavelli taught that in the face of conflict, neutrality is the most dangerous and most despised position of all. This is not a lecture on courage. This is a survival guide to the brutal geopolitics of everyday life. You are about to learn the 3 fatal consequences of staying on the sidelines. You see yourself as the diplomat, the reasonable one, the person above the fray. While others are caught in the petty drama of taking sides, you occupy the high ground of objectivity. You pride yourself on your ability to understand all perspectives. But in the real world, the world of power, your noble position is not seen as wisdom. It is seen as a strategic calculation of cowardice. The fatal lie you have told yourself is that you can exist outside the game, that there is a safe space between the warring factions. But history and human nature tell a different, more brutal story. When armies are on the march, the country that declares neutrality is not respected. It is seen as a future resource to be plundered by the victor. In the 5th century BC, the powerful city of Athens went to war with Sparta. The small island of Melos declared neutrality. The Athenians arrived and gave them a simple choice: join us or be destroyed. The Melians appealed to justice, to fairness, to the right to remain neutral. The Athenians replied with one of the most chilling and honest statements in political history: the strong do what they can, and the weak suffer what they must. Melos was conquered, its men killed, its women and children sold into slavery. They did not choose a side, so their fate was chosen for them. This ancient tragedy plays out every day in offices, in families, and in friendship circles. Today, we will dissect the 3 reasons why. The first consequence of neutrality is the universal loss of respect. The neutral person believes they are preserving their relationships with both warring sides. The opposite is true. They are earning the contempt of both. The side you agree with sees you as a coward. They see your refusal to stand with them not as nuanced thinking, but as a lack of conviction. If you truly believed we were right, they think, you would have the courage to say so. Your silence is a betrayal of your principles. The side you disagree with sees you as weak and opportunistic. They see your refusal to oppose them as proof that you can be easily intimidated. You are not a threat. You are a non-entity. You have no skin in the game, and therefore, your opinion is worthless. In a desperate attempt to offend no one, you have become respected by no one. You are a ghost on the battlefield. Consider a manager, David, who has 2 talented team members, Sarah and Tom, who are in constant conflict over the direction of a project. David, wanting to be a fair leader, refuses to take a side. He tries to validate both their perspectives. You both have good points, he says, The result? Sarah, who knows her approach is superior, loses respect for David's inability to make a tough decision. Tom, the more aggressive of the two, sees David's neutrality as a green light to continue his disruptive behavior. Both see him not as a wise mediator, but as a weak manager who is afraid of conflict. His authority with both is shattered. Your defense is to build a reputation for conviction. This does not mean you must jump into every fight. It means that when a conflict touches your core values or responsibilities, you must choose a side, decisively and publicly. Start small. The next time there is a minor disagreement at work or among friends, a disagreement where you have a clear opinion but would normally stay silent, you must state your position calmly and clearly. You are not trying to win the argument. You are training the muscle of taking a stand. You are teaching the world and yourself that you are not a ghost. You have now understood that neutrality is not a path to respect, but to contempt. You are learning that conviction is the currency of power. But the consequences of inaction go far beyond mere reputation. They affect your very ability to survive when the war eventually comes to your own doorstep. The second fatal consequence is the erosion of your alliances. Loyalty is a strategic and emotional currency. It is banked through shared risk. When you stand with someone in a fight, you are making a deposit in a shared bank of trust. You are signaling, I am willing to take a risk for you. This is the foundation of all meaningful human bonds. The neutral person never makes these deposits. They stand on the sidelines, watching others fight their battles, believing they are preserving their capital by not spending it. But loyalty, unlike money, rots when it is hoarded. By never taking a risk for anyone, you are teaching everyone around you that you are not a reliable ally. So when your own crisis arrives, when you are the one under attack and you look around for help, you will find your bank account is empty. The people you refuse to stand with will have no reason to stand with you. Your refusal to enter their war guarantees you will fight your own war. The prince who is not a true friend will always be a loser. For the one who is not your friend will always demand your neutrality, and the one who is your friend will demand your armed support. Niccolo Machiavelli, paraphrased. Imagine a small startup ecosystem. Two promising companies, A and B, are in a fierce battle for market share. A third company, C, run by a conflict-averse founder, decides to remain neutral, supplying minor services to both. Company A eventually wins, crushing Company B a year later. A huge corporation enters the market and targets Company C. The founder of C calls the victorious founder of A for advice for an alliance. The founder of A replies coldly, "Where were you when we were fighting for our lives? You are on your own. Company C is acquired for pennies on the dollar. It was not a fortress. It was an island, and the tide came in." You must perform an act of public allegiance. This does not mean manufacturing conflict. It means that when you see a person or an idea you truly believe in come under attack, you must offer a small public show of support. It can be as simple as defending a colleague's idea in a meeting. It can be publicly praising the work of an underdog. You are not just defending them. You are sending a powerful signal to the entire network. I am a person who stands for something. I am a worthy ally. You are making a strategic deposit of loyalty. You are seeing the cold, hard map of the world. A world of alliances and conflicts. A world where the sidelines are the most dangerous place to be. If you are ready to step off the sidelines and onto the field, write, "I am a player, not a spectator," in the comments. Let's see who is ready to join the game. You have learned that neutrality destroys respect and erodes alliances. You have committed to building a reputation for conviction. But now we come to the final, most chilling, and most purely Machiavellian consequence. This is what happens after the war is over, and the victor comes to collect his prizes. The third fatal consequence is that you become the victor's next target. A wise ruler, after winning a difficult war, does not rest. They consolidate their power. And the greatest threat to a new king is not his defeated enemy. The defeated enemy is known and broken. The greatest threat is the unknown, the unpredictable variable. And that is the neutral party. The victor looks at you, the one who stayed neutral, and they see a dangerous enigma. They do not know your true loyalties. They do not know your principles. They know that you are, by definition, a person who acts out of pure, cautious self-interest. This makes you untrustworthy. An unaligned, unpredictable actor on their border is a future threat. It is far safer, far more strategically sound, for the victor to eliminate you now, while they are strong and you are isolated, than to risk you joining their enemies in the future. Your neutrality did not make you safe. It made you the logical next target. In a corporate restructuring, two powerful directors, Anne and Robert, vie for control of a new division. A third neutral manager, Peter, controls a small but skilled department. Peter refuses to align with either Anne or Robert, hoping the winner will appreciate his objectivity. Anne wins the power struggle. Her first act as head of the new division is to dissolve Peter's department and reassign his best people to her own loyal lieutenants. Why? Because Peter had demonstrated that his loyalty was only to himself. He was an unknown quantity, a potential future rival. Anne could not afford that risk. Peter's neutrality was not seen as wisdom. It was seen as a future threat to be neutralized. You must choose your war. Not every battle is your battle, but you must be crystal clear about which hills you are willing to die on. A wise prince does not fight for every piece of territory, but he has a handful of non-negotiable strategic assets that he will defend with overwhelming force. You must do the same. Identify the 2 to 3 core principles or people that are non-negotiable for you. When a conflict touches those, you do not hesitate. You do not waver. You commit. This clarity makes you a predictable and therefore more trustworthy player on the board. You believed that neutrality was a third option, a safe harbor between 2 warring ships. This is the great strategic illusion. In any meaningful conflict, there are only 2 sides, and a third position called the next victim. Your refusal to choose is itself a choice. It is a choice to let the victor of the conflict choose your fate for you. The great liberating truth is this: neutrality is not peace. It is the silent prayer of the unarmed, hoping the victor will be merciful. And a wise ruler never leaves his security in the hands of another's mercy. You are no longer the diplomat of your own defeat. You are a strategist. This is your new code of engagement. Build your conviction. Practice taking a stand on small issues to build the muscle for the big ones. Invest in alliances. Make small, public acts of loyalty to people and principles you believe in. Define your territory. Be crystal clear about the few critical battles you are willing to fight, and commit without hesitation when they arrive. The world is a river of conflict. To stand still in the middle of the current is to be swept away. You must choose which bank you will swim to. It is a hard choice. It involves risk. It will make you enemies. But it is the only choice that allows you to have any control over your own destination. In the great game of life, there are no spectators. You are either a player or you are a piece on the board. It is time to choose your side. If you are ready to step off the sidelines and onto the field, write, "I choose my side" in the comments below. Welcome to the game. Subscribe to the Thinker's Codex. Your training has just begun.